Hey YouTube, I'm Ben Smock.
I'm Marcus Mock.
Yeah, that's Marcus Mock, my brother.
Cheetos.
uh.
Crunchy Cheetos.
Cheetos are awesome. So are Doritos. Let me ask you, retro gamers, something. Do you happen to have a copy of Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt and Super Mario World laying around?
Ah,
This is for gamers who have both systems, Nintendo and Super Nintendo. Got a copy of these games laying around. And is it a pain in the ass to switch between both of the systems? Of course it is! No offense to the system since I like the system, but that's why people nowadays, who are pretty smart, came up with this. This isn't the name brand console. This is one of the clones. This is a clone. Oh, well, hang on. Let me just cut to the chase. This is the Tomee Retro Twin. It plays NES and SNES games. How do you do this, you ask? See this dial right here? Switch between NES and SNES. And on the front here, it's got ports for Super Nintendo controllers, and also it comes with its own controllers that are reminiscent, are basically a Super Nintendo controller. I'll show you that controller and my original Super Nintendo controller. So, this is the Retro Twin controller. As you can see, it's made by Tomee, which in the past has made, which has also made controllers for various systems. It even has its own Super Nintendo controller, like for the Super Nintendo. It just makes really nice controllers. For example, we got a 64 controller made by Tomee. It looks kind of strange in a way, but it turns out it's better than the original Nintendo 64 controller. And it is a 64 controller, you know what I mean. As you can clearly see, it is a Super Nintendo controller. I've never tested it out to see if it works on an original Super Nintendo because I don't have a Super Nintendo. But here a while back, I did buy a Super Nintendo controller because I got an adapter that lets me hook these and an NES controller into the Wii. Now, and also I forgot to mention, Tomee has also made a version of the NES Dogbone controller. It's a reproduction of the Dogbone shaped controller that came with the top loader NES. You see the top loader NES in tons of Angry Video Game Nerd videos. That's my Super Nintendo controller. You can see you can hook Super Nintendo controllers into the Retro Twin itself. And with it, you also get your. Oh, sorry if you saw my ass crack. You also get your AV outs. But there's a bad part of this system. AC adapter. Wah 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 wah. These things really piss me off. Like, remember that the Ultimate Genesis is a Sega CD and a 32X. Well, yes, it is the Ultimate Genesis. But here's the bad parts about the Sega CD and the Sega 32X. They both run off their own power adapters. So that's one for the Sega Genesis, one for a Sega CD, and one for a 32X. And guess what? All three of those.
Country.
What?
I don't know.
And all three of those has a box like this. These boxes just piss me off. Now, if you want to see a big AC adapter, look up the ColecoVision AC adapter. It's seen in AVGN's Double Vision Part 2. In Part 1, he reviews the Intellivision, and Part 2, he reviews the ColecoVision. The AC adapter for the ColecoVision is like a freaking brick. It fills up both of my hands, which are really small. My hands. Anyway. Back to the system itself. This is what I call a clone of a clone. If you don't know what I mean by that, the clone that this was inspired by was the Yobo FC Twin. I may get one of those soon. The FC Twin is one of the first, is probably, I'd say, the first system that plays both these systems games. The FC Twin, the design of the FC Twin, it looks more like a redesigned Super Nintendo. The redesigned Super Nintendo was smaller than the original Super Nintendo. I mean, the FC Twin looks just like a redesigned Super Nintendo, except with more dials and switches and stuff. I would demonstrate gameplay, but that would like take up too much time, and my power strip is like literally behind my TV, so it's gonna be a pain in the ass to plug in, and yeah, because these speakers stop to have a big ol' AC adapter. And I'm not wrestling my way around it because that AC adapter's freaking huge. I tried to unplug it once. Guess what? It shut down my whole freaking power strip. That's what I hate about it. I actually, the AC adapter actually did that once.
Well, I did that too. That happened to me too when I tried to do that with yours.
Yeah, but that was an accident. That's what I hate about it.
You did it on purpose?
No. Anyway, if you got like I can't remember how much it costs, like what, $40? If you got like
46 books.
If you got $46 to spend and you don't know what to spend it on,
tax. But that without tax is 30 something.
Yeah, but with tax it's like $46. If you're a fan of Nintendo and Super Nintendo games, if you got $46 to spend and you got some NES and SNES games lying around, you should pick up one of these. It's a very great investment, and
I like games too.
Yeah, this actually belongs to my brother, who is right there. And these are his games too. I'm getting an NES game soon, Tetris. Now I picked this up at StoneAgeGamer.com, which is a site that sells all kinds of clones. There's a FC16 Go made by the Yobo. It's a portable Super Nintendo. FC Mobile 2, portable NES, Gen Mobile, which is plays Genesis and Mega Drive parts. It's not regional lockout, and a Go for Genesis Mobile, which is a which you put ROMs on it instead of cartridges. All kinds of cool stuff, and yeah. Well, that's my review of the Retro Twin. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, please. Even though I only got like 3 videos right now, but still, please subscribe. It is a really great investment, and if you're a Super Nintendo and Nintendo fan, or if you just want to get into retro gaming, this is the thing for you. It's going to run you about $46, but it's worth it. I'm hoping to do a review on some other clone systems if I can get the money to afford them, because I'm only 14 going on 15, and it's really hard to find a job when you're that young. So yeah, it's a really great investment, and I think you should think about investing if you're a retro gaming fan. Please enjoy. Take care. Bye.